Donnie B got the beats.
What's good? I'm excited. This is Donnie B got the beats, man. You don't know who I am, man. You better ask somebody. Or Google me. Donnie B got the beats on the beat. I'm here with my next guest, and this is a very good friend of mine. And I feel good enough to say she's a good friend of mine. Like I know her. Like it ain't like I kind of know this person. No, I know that young lady. Yeah. This person is very much responsible for everything that I do in the realm of film production. She's one of my big three. Ever since I met her, she's one of the realest, coolest individuals I've ever worked with. I actually worked on my first production with her. We just kept it funky all these years, man. But I've always been admired her as a person. I've always admired her from afar, like all of these things. This is my family. This is my people. You got beef with her. You got beef with me. I gotta say hello to the next guest on the beat, Tanecia Britt, filmmaker director. Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. I gotta get this air horn together because I always forget, and I want to. You know what I'm saying? But we need an air horn. We need a little bit more air horn. You say Tanecia Britt, you gotta have some more cowbell on there. You know what I'm saying? How you doing?
I am well. I can't complain.
Awesome.
During these current times, I cannot complain.
Awesome. As the world is being introduced to you, I have to introduce you as a filmmaker and director extraordinaire.
Thank you.
No problem. Is there like, so is it, and not to make like it needs to be a distinction between the two, but is there a feminine or a woman appropriate title for filmmaker or director, like, filmmaker in or directress, or is it just filmmaker or director?
I mean, some directors like to be called directress or whatever. Me personally, I don't like to gender being a director at all. I think it is a beautiful art form that doesn't have a gender. So I am completely fine with being called director, filmmaker, totally fine.
Absolutely. So you feel that if you put that title at the end, it kind of creates a gender bias.
Absolutely. Like I remember early on, for me, it was so important in my writing and the things that I did to make sure that my work didn't have a gender, so that if you were reading it, you didn't know whether a man wrote it, you didn't know whether a man directed it, you didn't know whether whoever directed it. I didn't want my work to have a gender because I didn't want to limit it in that realm.
Right.
Of like, okay, because I'm a woman, you should watch my film. Because I'm a woman, you should understand where I'm coming from or understand the writing. No, because I'm a good filmmaker and I'm going to be one of the greats, you should understand what's going on with what I'm trying to put out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't want to like box myself in with gender.
Yeah, totally understood. And again, that was just a question because, a lot of, it's 2020. Everybody got titles now. It's titles for sicknesses that be like, oh, he got ADHD. His kids is called sit down or we bust your head. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's just one of those things as to where, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I felt like you were being definitely like, oh, I want to be politically correct with how I come. Yeah, I get it. And that's crazy because it's like, it's not crazy, but it's like during the times that we're in, like you're even conscious about asking about, okay, so what do you want to identify as? Even as a director, you're even conscious of asking that. You know what I mean? Like you put it to the forefront of your mind. It's just crazy how today this certain type of thought process is just to put out there just to make sure that like whoever you're speaking to is comfortable with what you're saying. It's just crazy how things have changed.
And it's funny that you say that too, because that's the thing, that's the term, identify as. So it's like, how do you even appropriately start that question with people in a professional setting? Like, what do you identify as? You know what I mean? It's not as to defend anybody, because there's so many things that you can use that phrase with that it's like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? But if you present it wrong, it's totally out of context and it can be misconstrued too. You know, but you know, welcome to 2020. You know,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So, with that being said, let's move on back to the point. Tanecia, but we call you Tea Britt. So, mom and dad call you Tea Britt. I'm gonna call you Tea Britt. Who is Tea Britt? Like, what is like? How did you get from point A to point B and right now? Like, tell us, give us a little story about who you are and what got you to this point.
So, when I first started filmmaking, for me, it was about self-expression. So I didn't care how I did it. I wanted to like express. And then as I actually like started studying the craft, and it's when I was known prior to like as just my name, Tanecia Britt. But when I went to England and I kind of explored, not even kind of, I really explored the realm of like cinema and like just the essence behind breaking it down, film criticism, things of that nature. And I really got into the craft. That for me was a turning point. And so the essence of who I was as a filmmaker was brought to England, but the development of who Tea Britt was when I was in England, and then I came back, which is why as my tag, I shortened it to TEA, as you know, British tea, drinking tea. My name is Tanecia. It just kind of like rang because like a lot of my cinematics, like my style, a lot of where I like to film is like really UK based. And so for me, even here, I'll hire British actors or they have to have like a British accent. You know what I mean? So I'm just sticking to the form of it. So who I am is a complete anomaly. Like I have many different sides, but all of those sides turn to filmmaking. So the essence of who I am, a part of my DNA, is filmmaker for sure. I was reading something that's crazy. I was reading something the other day, and it was about like life and about leaving your light here, even when you're gone, just like a star. When a star burns out, the light, like from the star, stays in the galaxy for many, 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 many years to come.
Right.
And for me, that was art. That's filmmaking. That's my purpose, to leave that light here for many, many years to come. Some of the best things that I've learned in life, some of the best songs that I've heard, some of the best talents I've ever seen have all stemmed from movies. And that's just a brass tacks fact. This just goes from even before I even knew I was going to do this. Like before, when I was a kid, like me watching The Color Purple and like seeing this story on screen and being like taken to this time and taken to the story. And I just told myself there as a child, like, I want to take people there. I want to travel. I want to help people travel. So yeah, that's Tea Britt. That's how I go on.
No, it's awesome. You know, it's funny because that's why I was always in awe of you and the Will and Law. You know, like I say, you guys making the big three for me, and having conversations with you guys. I've always been a dreamer myself and a creative. I've I mean, actually, I came out my mom with it. You know what I mean? But it was always the stories. The stories is the root of music. It's just root of everything. people want to know what's the story behind this, what makes this tick, and being able to perpetuate or be able to share stories to put people in a place that you want that you kind of want to share to them what's in your head. It's an art. And I always felt that you had it. You had the not only the attention to detail, but just the passion and the desire to really, just put the art in the universe and let it resonate. And I think that's big for quality producers and directors and filmmakers, is that you just kind of want to resonate, and I've always got that from you. So sorry for
no, thank you. And that was like, for me, I was speaking with my partner the other day, and we were talking about playing the game and how far along I would have been if I would have played the game and not played by my own rules. But I feel like it's taken me longer because I'm playing by my own rules, and because I'm doing things my way, and because I'm going and moving through not owing anyone anything.
Right.
It's for me, like, that's the reward is going to be worth it, I think. So when you say that, when you give me that type of compliment, that feels great, and that just like pushes me to go hard, like to let the fangs out more, like to get more blood on the teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like it really like pushes me, like like your words could literally motivate the next person to like, you never know. And they come back and be like, yo, that one conversation, and that it just happens like that. So it's just crazy that you said that, because we literally were talking about that, and I was just like beating my head against the wall. And so like just thinking to myself, I'm gonna do this, bro. I'm gonna do this. Like, I don't care how long it takes. I'm gonna do this. Like, if there's one thing for sure, I'm gonna do this one. Like, so that's it. Yeah.
Well, what's and this is what's crazy about it. This is why I kind of took to you as I'm saying, as a person, as just your spirit is that I'm a lot like that. You know what I mean? And my story. You the same blocks, and it was like, look, so many people. I mean, so many, way more than probably is let on. It's so many people doubted my ability to move forward. And at the end of the day, I was like, no. I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't lose sleep over it, because I was like, I can't fathom it. I don't understand your perspective. There's no way I can see it.
Years later. Look at you years late. Like, that's what I'm saying. People have so much to say when you look at you years later, still thriving. That's why listen, when you said you were going and you said you were making the move, I said, Donnie, go, bro. Like, bye, bro. Bye. Like, you can do this, bro. Like, easy. There were so many naysayers, and look at you. Like that's what I'm. It's like a proven fact. I'm not sitting up here saying lies. Like, we're talking on different time zones. That's a fact.
Right.
That's a legit fact.
It's the vibe, man.
It's a vibe. So that's what I'm saying. Like, like I am extremely proud of you for like knuckling up, and saying, nah, I see more. Nah, this is not enough. Yeah. Like, to me, that's like beyond commendable. I'm glad you're doing this stream. I'm glad you're doing that, because you never know who in this area watching this and it's like, hold up. He was where?
Yeah. But again, it goes. This is what I say. This is I do this stream for people like you that I've had relationships with, or formed relationships with. To say that, listen, I've come across some very interesting, very accolade heavy people. When I'm talking, I'm not talking loosely out of my head. I'm talking about that these people put in the work. They know what they're talking about. They help to shape and formulate who I am as a person. And with that being said, I have to translate and share that and feed that back. You know what I mean? And so, again, button it up, because enough about me. This ain't about me. This is about you. Okay.
We chop it up though, Donnie. We chop it up though, like on like career, as far as this art thing. Like you know exactly like how this business moves, and you play to your own rules too.
Exactly.
And like you went out there on your own rules, like nobody, not on nobody nothing, and not on your back about nothing, and that's commendable. So yeah, you got to give props is due.
Yeah, well, listen, I appreciate it, and and again, it's only respect and love and kind, because again, like I said, I've seen you work, I've seen what you do, and like I said, my first production work was on your production, so that says a lot in itself. You know what I mean? And I definitely don't forget it, nor do I take it lightly. So, with that being said, we're gonna go to DMV Life. Having been spent time as is like, I love the eyes though. Having spent time abroad and being exposed to a lot of different things, because I tend to believe that if you marginalize yourself within the confines of an area code, it's easy for you to get stuck or to have a very limited capacity of perspective. But immediately off the break, noticing that you spent time in the UK, and that you have been well traveled and been around a diverse array of different people. What is your thoughts about like the life in the DMV when we were still putzing around in the DMV and saying so forth and so on, like DMV life in your perspective, as far as entertainment wise, as far as anything that was impactful for you to be the person you are today? This is, please share.
This is what I will say, right?
This is
what I would say. It's different for us because we're from here, right? So because this is home for us, it runs different. See, from outsiders who come to DC, oh, they love it. They run down Georgetown, they run up U Street, they jog, they do all these things. They have the best time of their life in DC. Right. But for us, because it's home, families here, friends here, exes are here, currents are here. Like certain things, like everything is here. I would say for me, like the DMV, I love it, obviously it's home, but it can be a distraction. It could be a big distraction because it's home. And at home, you have a tendency to do things very comfortable. Right. And what I've had to learn is, it is definitely time for me to skip back on over the pond. That's one. Definitely that time. It's definitely that time to make that permanent move again. And so that's one. And two, what I've had to learn here was like accept it for the beauty of what it is. Like Washington, DC has some very beautiful stories as far as like filmmaking is concerned. As far as like if you know it because you produce music. So as far as like music is concerned, you know that there's a certain like ting that's in the music, a certain pain, a certain feeling that's in the music. Yeah. You can't really get anywhere else. So it's certain
very much
here that it's like okay. But then you have the mixture of like obviously like the day-to-day like distractions that gets like, oh Lord, I need to step out. I need to breathe. Like because it becomes suffocating. Right. It become a lot. So the one thing I would say about, especially to friends such as you, Pascal, who went up to New York, like certain people just branched off. Like what I will say is when y'all be like, oh, what's going on home? Like, y'all ain't missing nothing. And like, and it's the same, it's the same thing. Like, oh, y'all not missing nothing. Like it's the same DMV life. It's the same thing. The only difference is that 2021, like I'm gonna be stepping out more and going out and doing stuff out more. Right. And then when my partner says he's ready to make that MOVE, then I'm gonna be like, all right, yeah. Because I'm like, you know, I have a family, so it's just kind of, it's different when you have a family. You got everybody got to be on board. And now that he's on board to moving, it's just all on when. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm just like taking care of home on that front and still continuing to like make my moves here, because for real, I want to soak as much of it up as possible, because I know once that move is made, it's not going to really be made back unless I'm coming back to my rental property to check on it or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or coming back for a holiday or something like that.
Right.
You know, DMVs, the great ones don't stay too long. We from here. The ones who are from here, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Stay for long enough and then we move out.
Yeah.
That's like Regina Hall just had a birthday. She from DC. Where's she at? In LA? Like, let's just call it what it is. Like, we love home. We from home all day, but time to move on, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot. Now, if I was a politician, though, you know, I would thrive here. Politicians thrive here.
Well, it's the backbone of the area is set up for that, though. So I mean, that's
it. If you work in the government, if your aspirations are to be in the government, DC is where you need to be.
Yeah,
that's your New York. But you know, I digress.
Yeah, no, and you know, see, the thing with me is funny that not a lot of people know. Like, some people know some things about me. Other people know other things about me, but not too many people know everything about me. A lot of things with me, as far as like a bulk of my work in the public land, you know, public lens is in government. I've been in government, I don't know, almost 15, 20 years now. At some shape, form of capacity. I work for the Department of Defense, Homeland Security. You know, and so yeah.
I remember you was like working at. I'm like, hold on, you coming back and making big. You ain't tired, bruh. Like, I used to be like, bruh, when you gonna fall out? Like, seriously, bruh. Like, when you gonna fall out, bruh? And then you had a whole family taking care. Like, I was like, bro, like, he's gonna pass out one day, like, and you never did. And then you were like, yeah, I'm gonna do what's best for my family and move it to the West Coast because that's his. I was like, God. So you work yourself to death and then you move. Okay, all right, brother. Okay.
Listen, bills don't fall out. You know what I'm saying? The bills, as far as I'm concerned, even when you go away, the bills are still there.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I got 3 beautiful ones, and they ain't doing nothing but getting older. So in the grand scheme of things, everything I gotta do for them, that's it. You know, so that at least that's my thought process on that. So that's why. But let me touch on that really quick too, because you know you were there in those conversations. So you know we gotta have that moment. So you know I ain't coming for you, but I gotta say these things too.
Go ahead.
Now, you know, a part of the conversation had been that, you know, maybe I'm a little too serious, or maybe, you know, I'm just a little, you know, mean, or so and so forth and so on, because, you know, I always had these big brand, you know, ideas, right? And it never really quite turned over to some people. My thought is that this, and I'm just saying this, you know, it's not necessarily a question. It's just, when this comes in under the DMV Life umbrella, is that at the end of the day, I never felt I belonged in the DMV. Okay. My family is from South Jersey, Philly, you know, area. And so at every stage of my life, I've had to fight what other people thought and believed in me. So it didn't bother me to up and move. I knew I was going to go somewhere else anyway. I mean, even after high school, I just like, okay, the day after high school, okay, whatever. And then like, like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks later, I was in Hampton and I'm gone. That's neither here nor there, right? I'm saying all that to say is that, do you feel that it's easy for people where we're from to get caught up in appearances? Or what you think what a person is going to do, or what you think a person acts like, or so forth and so on? Do you feel that there's a level of inhibition that's perpetuated?
Absolutely. I think that's one of the reasons why I was like, yeah, I need to dip out. Like, all this around here is a distraction. Absolutely. Like, it is literally Like from what I've seen, and which is why I had to step up. You remember when I was in the mix?
You was in the mix.
I was in the mix.
Yeah.
Oh, I was in everything. And I had to step back and be like, nah, like y'all concerned about what the next person got, what the next person looking like, what's on the gram, what's on DMV Twitter. Oh, that's what DMV Twitter was. And it was just like, what's going on? Like, this is nah, this is distraction, because while everybody's doing that, no one's doing the work. No one's doing the work.
There you go.
Everyone's talking on the work, but no one's doing the work. That's annoying. That's annoying. And that's why I had to step back and say, oh no, I'm too much in the mix. Cause no, I don't want to get caught up in that, because it's gonna distract me from doing the work. And then I'm gonna look up, I'm gonna be 50, still talking about what I was and what. No. That's why I said it's time for me to get back to it. I'm gonna do a couple of more projects here, because we're gonna talk about it later when you
talk about the projects.
I'm gonna do a couple more here. Once I'm done here, and I've done that episode, and I've let that light off in this area, then it's gonna be time for me to step off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, like, I want to be based in London, but that don't mean that's where I'm going to necessarily live. I want to have it where I can have a house there. I want to live in South America for the summer or for the winter. I have a house there. I'm doing films there. Like, there's no limit to say that I have to be in a certain area in order to do this and do X, Y, Z. I'm just really opening up the boundaries here.
Right.
And I know that this ain't, isn't going to be the end all be all at all.
Of course. And that's again, that goes back to the thing I've always respected about you. This was why I always kind of attach myself to you, because it was just like, oh, she doesn't accept what she gets. Mm-mm. She's the type that just, it is like, she is who she is, and everything, she makes what she wants out of life, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And like you said, being in the mix, not everybody had that. And like I said, so it's like over the years, it's like, oh, is it that Tea Britt, man? Like, Tea Britt, man. Like, so that's all. It's kudos, like I said. Now with DMV Life, right, and everything that you were doing, let's look at it from a lens a little bit higher up, right? You being a filmmaker in the DMV, I'm sure that came with its own set of issues. But being a Black woman in film, not in front of the camera, because that's kind of people kind of expect they aspire to be seen. It takes a whole different brand and type of style of person to be behind the camera to create and put people where they need to be to get the product done. And I don't think anybody gives that enough respect to that. You know what I mean? So the directors, Ava DuVernay and Brian Johnson, like there's just a lot of filmmakers out there that are really doing what they do, but they get scrutinized. Oh well, this is not that. This is da. But it's like, how can you say that about these people if they're just giving you their perspectives or sharing with the world their art? Being a Black woman in film, for you, could you talk about the journey, the differences of opinion, the thought process, and all of the stuff that came into you being a Black woman in film that got you to where you are now, and the accolades that you've done? Like, what are your thoughts?
So, I think when it comes to being a Black woman in film, for me, it's always been a show and prove game, like for me. And so it's always been me having to obviously like show my worth. And I always compare that to, I kind of got to show a little bit extra because I'm Black, and most likely because I'm a woman. But I think when I started to just beat to my own drum and I started to just kind of focus on like what I had to do, it really being a Black woman in film, like, okay. I think honestly, and this might sound like a real asshole thing to say, but I think genuinely, if you're a dope filmmaker, people gonna watch your stuff. Like,
yeah,
they not gonna care if you're blue in the face. They're really not gonna care. Like, I mean, like, I don't. There's not many filmmakers that I know that are attractive. like the main ones. Like, let's just call it like they're just not like they're, you know. But people don't care. People don't care at all. You know what I'm saying? So I think when it comes to being a Black woman, I think I can benefit from it as far as like incentives, like grants, things of that nature. I think that it becomes definitely handy when, you know, you have Netflix who's looking for diversity and Hulu's who's looking for diversity. I think it like comes in handy then. But then after I get in the door as a Black woman, then what? Right. I have to be good. Like, I can't just go off of my race and my gender. I can't. I want to go off of my work. Like, I want to be known for the work. And I think, like, this is artist called Sia or whatever, who, like, hid her face for, like, the longest. I thought that was the most unique thing. I love when artists hide their face. I love when they get incognito and they just release work. And they just release and release. For me, it's like, yeah, give me the work. Because for real, once you start showing me your face, then I start caring about how you look. Then I start caring about what you do. Then I start caring about who you're with. Then I start caring. And the higher up I get in the business, I'm with somebody that's extremely private. Okay, I don't need no blogs picking him up because he's one to tell you to kiss his ass. Now, that's what I'm saying. I don't want that. I don't want the director husband telling her people out here in the street. No, so I want to be. Even for me, you know me, and you know sometimes I say the most incorrect things, and you know it. And
but so, I love it. That's what the world needs more of it. I'm just saying.
I say the most incorrect thing. So that's why I'm like, I don't need nobody all up in my face. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to have the diversity, but as a Black woman, yo, I want to be known for the work. I want to be known to blow away the work. I want to be known to stop with the best of them. And literally, I can step on a set with any male director to stand there like, all right, I'm here. Like, let's go for toe. Like, right. You know, the only difference with me and between a lot of my other colleagues is I don't have a major cosign. And that's literally the difference. I don't have a lot of my colleagues now that we've moved up and we've gotten older, they've gotten cosigns, which have gotten them like creative agents and stuff like that. I'm not there. And like, yeah, nah, I think I'm gonna do my own Issa thing. I think I'm gonna do the work until the work gets picked up and I pick it up and then get picked up on my own terms. Because I'm not selling the rights to anything ever. So it's gonna stay in my family, it's gonna stay to my kids. And that's just it. The work I want my kids and my family to profit off of my work for many decades to come. So in order to do that, I can't play by anybody else's rules. I'm going to have to play by my own. So, which it becomes a funny game then.
Nah, I mean, no, I understand it. I mean, and to me, that's the model. That's the model. See, I think that's the thing. I think people get lulled into believing that there's this whole entire other model to get picked up. And it really isn't. At the end of the day, you know, we all as business and trade is concerned, we all are in the business of selling widgets. My widget is better than your widget, or your widget is better than my widget. But in the grand scheme of things, we sell widgets. You know what I mean? So and so for me, like even in the business realm, I substitute the word widgets for hamburgers. You know what I mean? So I you know, a lot of people who ask me for, you know, what's my opinion, I say, okay, so look, we're in the hamburger business. You know what I mean? Just because McDonald's got a new hamburger does not mean that people don't like that Fuddruckers burger.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You got to give them the burger. That's what they want. You know, but you have to stand by it. You got to guarantee it. That Frank Lucas with the burger, you know. So I applaud you for your stance in it. because I feel it's necessary. I don't even feel it's something to be arrogant or conceited about. I feel it's you have your finger on the pulse of true business, because that's what Issa did. Was true business is at the end of the day, I have this production, and we're gonna carry this on because this is my art, and that's what it is, and then so forth and so on. Liked it, and then that's when they started talking money.
There you go. Like I like people to see what I can do with my own money so that they trust me with theirs.
And that's
it. Like I don't mind spending my own so that you can trust me with yours. I don't mind spending my own, showing you how I work with money. Not a problem.
At the end of the day, that's all that matters. When you write your business plan, you just literally are doing exactly that.
Exactly.
That's why I like you, man. You got it, you know?
You got it. Yeah, that's all.
All right, let's switch gears real quick. Your time overseas. You spent time across the pond, as you said, in the UK. And shout out, I love BBC. I love the BBC. I love the BBC. I have loved the BBC since Danger Mouse, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
BBC.
Hey, man, but was it Banana Man? Yo, like, I used to be in there. Benny Hill, bro. I used to be in there. So, you know, The Office. I remember The Office when it was Ricky Gervais.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that was funny.
I be telling people, I'm like, you've never seen The Office UK? And people like, oh, no, I haven't seen The Office UK. And I'm like, what? You're missing out on The Office UK. Like,
it's hilarious.
That's where it originated from.
It's literally, it's like it's not even close.
It's not even close. It's like night and day Office, literally.
It's like hilarious versus laughable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so I'm saying all to say, so I got to say, shout out to BBC, because I mean, it's just an integrity to the product that the BBC puts
Absolutely. Out. That is true.
That is, I want to be on the BBC. So hopefully I get picked up. Maybe get the beat BBC. I'm just saying. Boop. But anyway, your time overseas.
Mm-hmm.
What was the experience like for you as a filmmaker, in comparison to your time in the DMV and in the United States?
Oh, it's like night and day. It was eye-opening. I'm gonna be honest, it was really eye-opening. I felt like over there I got to really learn, because like Europe is closer to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You're learning about films, and you're seeing films that were banned. Like, believe it or not, there's a lot of films that are banned in the US that are available in the UK. You believe it or not, like there really are. And so I was seeing things that the US is banning. I was seeing things. It really was eye-opening for me. And it just leveled the playing field as far as, okay, here, I'm not seen as a Black woman. Here, I'm just seen as an American. So I like that I could walk into a room and the first thing on somebody's mind is not the color of my skin. I liked that over there. I liked that feeling. I liked the feeling of, okay, show me what you can do. I don't care. I don't care about your skin. Show me what you can do. If anything, when I was over there during that time, it was when like Obama was coming to office, like George Bush was just leaving out, and it was like Obama's coming out. So it was a whole stigma around like Americans or whatever. So that's when I first got there. And when I first got there, it was just like, okay, Americans aren't that smart. Y'all have a really bad stigma for not being that smart. So I had to like prove that wrong. Not even that like I was a Black woman. Nobody cared about that, but they cared about your intelligence level as an American. And to be quite frank, there was a lot of stuff as an American, as a grown ass person, that I just did not know. And yeah, I realized that Americans were in a bubble over here. We're in a serious bubble. And when we go and travel abroad, our bubble gets popped every time. And my bubble was popped tremendously. And so because it was popped over there, I like the fresh air over there outside that bubble. Mm-hmm. And that's why I enjoyed my time there. I did what I did out there. I got my master's out there. I lived out there for a while, and I've been back, and then I moved back for some family because my grandmother got sick. And then literally I've been back like every year since then, multiple times a year. Like my kids' godparents are over there. So I'm setting up things that literally like, you know, eventually transition back. But I also want to keep my house here in the DMV. Obviously, I want to keep my real estate here. You know what I'm saying? Like, my partner might not want to live in the UK all year round. You know what I'm saying? So we might have to find something here too, and I'm cool with that.
Right.
But like, it's the freedom to be able to travel around. It's the freedom to be able to be there and be able to play. Like, I love the production style, literally how sets are ran out there. I love the talent. I've broken a few actors that have now like gone on. One just finished a film on Netflix. Like I see him in a couple of films, Amazon and all that, like a couple of like big shit. His bestie, who I knew when he was like coming up, he was in Dr. Sleep's new movie. Like it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, whoa. And I was just like, the talent out there to me is just different. Their work ethic is different.
Work ethic.
Their work ethic is different. I've had an actress in the UK audition for me in the rain because what happened was the facility that I was auditioning people in, something happened with like a main or something, a pipe got burst. So she had caught me while I was canceling the audition. She had caught me. She was like, "No, I want to audition." I was like, "It's raining, sweetheart. There's a leak. There's a whole bunch going on. No, you're good." She was like, "No, please let me audition right now." Boom. Her name is Grace. I will never forget her. She's on my Facebook, matter of fact. We're Facebook friends. And literally, she killed that audition in the rain and got that lead role. Sis she didn't come to play. She didn't come to play. And still to this day, I pray that I get to work with her again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she's really doing much acting these days, but if I get my hands on her, Donnie, you know, I'm on set. I'm gonna get her back on set. Like that's what I get my hands on this lady. Yeah, she was bad. What? That's I say all that to say their work ethic. The guy that I was just telling you about, his name is Ozzy. He went on to do really great things. Ozzy, I found him skateboarding on campus. Outside of like the campus bar, I found him skateboarding, and I said, "This guy has there's something about him. There's something about him." And me, it was my Greek homegirl, and I said, "Let's pull him in." And then she went for the guns, like, "Come here, like, come here, let's talk to you. We got a movie role for you. Just gotta do it." And I'll never forget that. And he was the only actor on that set that was not formally trained and murdered it. Raw talent, murdered it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I said, "Oh yeah, I need to go back. I need to go back home. I need to go back. I got to hit it. I got to hit it." For real. Like, yeah, that's why. That was my time overseas. That's what it was like. I kept bumping into talent. It just their ethic out there is crazy. Yeah. I think Americans can be lazy.
Well, I think the word is entitled, but I mean, I'm not even gonna go there.
And entitled and content, and that's not where it's at. And I always said this when I was over there. I said, I'd rather my film break internationally, box office, than break domestically any day. Any day. I'd rather my film break internationally first. That's why I want to be over there, because I want to start internationally, then I'll go domestically.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, and I feel you. And you know, speaking to the the thought of classic training versus natural talent. I mean, I've never been trained outside of elementary, but I have aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. The thing I had to get into, and I said this earlier on a production was, I had to learn to get comfortable in my own skin. Because I had so many hangups about who I was or what I was portraying. I don't want to offend this person. I don't want to offend that person, but so forth. It was just so many different things. And now I look at it from the perspective of Donnie B is Donnie B. Like, that's it. What you get is what you get. And I think that's the thing that comes with, and please let me know if you're wrong, if I'm wrong. It comes with people who have a different ethic. People who are different, have a different understanding about what work they need to be put in. At the end of the day, I'm going to be here. I'm going to show up on time. I'm going to give you 1,000% every bit that I got for whatever it is that you're doing. And I don't know everything, but I will give you 1,000% of that. And I've always believed that was something to be said with regard to finding talent. And that's why I always pay attention to everybody and everything that's moving, because I'm like, you never know. It'd be that one person, you'd be like, such and such, or everybody's, he ain't cool. Oh, he didn't have, he ain't dressing right, or whatever. And then the next thing you know, 5-6 years later, he running with so forth and so on, or he out here chasing so forth and so on, or he just working. See him everywhere. And that was always my thing that I always had reluctance about too. I never wanted to subscribe to that or sit there and look at it from a perspective of, well, it's got to be by the book. And the talent has to have this, or they have to have that education. So to hear you say that, it does a lot to pacify a lot of stuff that I had, turmoil and stuff like that I had within myself. So I'm glad to hear that. And I'm sorry I got a tendency to keep it rambling.
No. I think you're completely right in what you're saying.
I just think people get pacified, like you said. They get complacent, especially in the United States.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
And you attain a certain level of success, and it becomes a false sense of success. And you could be doing so much better, but you decide to relegate yourself to these menial, frugal accomplishments. And that ain't ever been made. So that's that.
Facts. Ditto to that. Same here.
I know. Facts. That's why you want to beat the day. All right, I got something. Let me throw this at you real quick. Since we talk about the BBC and I shared love for the BBC, I gotta throw this little thing out here real quick. Hashtag. Go with it. Top boy or not?
Top boy. What you mean? What you mean?
Top boy or not? Like,
This is the thing about Top Boy, and anybody can debate me on this. The original on BBC. That was Saga. That was your everyday. That was your TV. That was their wire for them.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
But the Top Boy on Netflix with Drake behind it.
Yeah.
Has a different twang to it that gets me hype in a different way. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because it is an American involved in UK shit, and you can feel it. You can feel the Americanism. You can see it. You can smell it. It's kind of weaving it, because how they see it is like, okay, so America like thrives on like violence, right? So Top Boy on BBC, it was violent, but not as much. This Top Boy on Netflix is Americanized as far as violence. What, like it's just violent.
Right.
The new season is gonna put people on their ass. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, because it has an American infatuated with UK culture, and that's me. Like it just literally bubbles up something else. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go, like my kid's goddad is from Hackney in East London.
Yeah.
And like when I go to his ends and I'm out there on the block, like, and I'm like, What up, my G? They go, oh, you back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like oh, you back. Oh, ting. Like they start getting into it. So when I watch Top Boy, I automatically get hyped. Like, oh man, I need to go back to East. I need to go to East. I need to go to the ends. I need to go
know what they do.
Like I just like automatically get hyped. Hell yeah, Top Boy. Top Boy is my shit. Like the old one and the new one. I'm like, shit, I love them both.
Nah,
Ashley, the main actor, Ashley, I've been watching him since when I was in London back in 2007. Like I've been watching Ashley for a minute, and I've been saying to myself, like, Ashley a problem, but Ashley is a hood dude out in the UK. He's just a really good, well-known actor out in the UK. But if he come to America, he might be a problem, and that's probably why he hasn't broken America yet. He's just a UK favorite. I fuck with Ashley hard, like yeah.
Ashley on the Tea Britt production. It's gonna be my whole purpose in life.
Him, Adam Deacon. I'm telling you, it's certain UK talent that, like, if I get them in the film, I'm murdering the film, hands down. Yeah, I want to work with Ashley, hands down. Yeah,
Facts. I had to ask you, man. Like, because it was funny because a couple years back, like I just like suddenly posted up a little thing on Facebook. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's definitely in the top 5. Attack the Block, and I just literally took. John Boyega had a little joint and had a picture of him as I forgot what his character name is, but he had his hood on and it was just like allow it.
I was
like, yo, that is so cool, bro.
Yeah, listen, when I was over there, I picked up on so much slang. When I came back, I was saying allow it. I was saying things like don't take the piss.
Yeah,
I was saying so much slang. People were like, what? I'm like, listen, mate, don't take the piss. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. That's why I said, I miss it, man. Yeah.
It's crazy that you said that too, because the one that I snatched years ago, and I still say it right now, and I it's like so much a part of me. I don't even think about it, but isn't it?
In it.
You're crazy, isn't it? Like, I don't even. It just.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like,
it caught me, you know what I mean? But that's what's saying. Again, shout out to the BBC, man. But Top Boy definitely. Summer House was crazy, but and I put my girlfriend on to it. Like, she was like, "I don't know, what is this shit?" I was like, "You need to watch this joint." And we watched Top Boy first, and then I got to go back and show her Summer House, and she was like, "Yo," she was like,
"Yeah,
Shane and Chris, Shane is it, bro."
Around there,
So cool. Big things. Current projects. Tea Britt, what you got?
All right. So last year I did a spec film because I'm trying to get my feature made. It's called Flowers Don't Grow in England. I'm trying to get that made.
I seen the trailer.
Yeah. We did that just for the trailer, just to promote the screenplay. Cause like well, damn, I did that. So anyway, I knocked the things down. But yeah, so we did that for like the trailer, for the screenplay, just trying to get it going. I'm still like submitting that and like trying to get that up and running. And then that aside, that's baby. That aside, I've been working on a project that's very near and dear to me. Okay. I've been working on it for the past 3 years, and I am finally to a place where I feel like it is ready. I was going to rush it and do it in September. I was going to rush and do the production, just go through it. And then I was discussing with my partner, and he was like, yo, like this, like, you don't want to rush your stuff, like just to put something, like it's not a race. And I was like, you're absolutely right. Like, you're absolutely right. Take my time with this. And this is a story that literally is DMV focused. It was something that like literally was major out here that didn't really like pick up. And I want to shed light to Relisha Rudd, who went missing I believe it was back in 2014. And so I decided to write a project that I felt would bring homage to her and would also shed light on, I would say, the bending system, social work, intertwined system with law enforcement, intertwined with politics. DC is a very unique place.
That's
so
a good word.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of merging that happens here, and I definitely want to like shed light on that. So that's a project that's very near and dear to me. I finished a screenplay called Green Ivy that is going to be first up in 2021.
Okay.
And that is a pilot. So hopefully the pilot gets some steam and I get asked to write more episodes, and I'll write more episodes and put more out. But with that pilot, I said, you know what? Usually when I write screenplays, I would like write them and then send them to film festivals and see how it goes. For this, for moving forward, I hired a editor, somebody who is neutral, somebody that rips apart my work, shreds it, questions everything I do. And I love her to death. I pay her to do these things. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she helped me whip that pilot script into shape. Her name is Linnell. Oh, I love her. She's on my Facebook, for instance. I mean, listen, y'all better dig her up. When I tell you she helped me whip that screenplay into shape. So it's to the point where, like, yes, that's first up in 2021. So I am literally in development for that. And yeah, hopefully that'll be out later 2021. Yeah.
All right. Well, when you had that, when you dropped that, hopefully we get you back on here and we can just, you know, throw that up.
Listen, I hope I will be on here probably hair dyed blonde. I probably will feel blonde by the time I finish shoot. You never know with me.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you know, I'm excited about this because it's my first time ever writing a comedy script. And I just wanted to make sure it was, because I always write, like, my genre is tragedy. Oh, I write good tragedy scripts all day. Love tragedies, life tragedies. Oh, I write a good tragedy. But this was a challenge or whatever. This, because I put myself to, I said, I want to see if I could write something funny. I love comedies. I watch them all day long, but I've never written one. And so that's when I said, no, I have to pay somebody to see if this is funny. And when she was like, after a while, like after putting it together, was like, you know, look, like cackling and a little stuff. I was like, okay. Okay. Thank God. So yeah, Green Ivory. Yeah, it's about an ambitious sophomore in college named Ivory who decides to create a weed delivery service app. And she comes from, her father's a polygamist, her mother's a drunk because her father became a polygamist. It's a whole bunch with Ivory. It's a whole bunch with Ivory. It's a whole bunch of different like comedic factors. Like she moves in with her introverted IT techie uncle who is having problems in his dating life, keeps getting cheated on, like he's socially awkward. It's just a mesh of different characters who literally collide on page in a very comedy way. So
I love it. I love it. Already, I love it. Definitely looking forward to hearing that. Definitely looking forward to what you do with that. Please, like I said, 2021, yeah. Please include the beat so you can release
I will.
stuff.
I will. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I find that leading lady too, because she's gonna be a hidden talent. She's gonna be a gem. I have a feeling. Whoever that person is who I have cast that role is gonna be a gem that probably didn't even know she wanted to do this before she touched screen. So yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna get to a real quick question that I think would be enjoyable for you. It's another hashtag that I created. Netflix what? Netflix what it means is like, what is it's basically like what's in your playlist right now? Like, what is the things that if you Netflixing it, what am I looking for? For anybody that's, that's really just trying to like, hey, you know what? I got time. We in a pandemic. I can't go nowhere. What are the joints that you think are the dopest? Obviously, we got to say Top Boy or Summer House, but that's neither here nor there. But even shows, not even just movies, TV, movies, shows, whatever. What do you feel, in your opinion, is it?
Okay. So Netflix be having gems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I like some of their foreign stuff, their foreign language. I'm not gonna lie, I like some of their foreign language. But these docu-series that they're coming up with are kind of hidden.
Mm-hmm.
There was one called that recently that I just watched. It was like Accusation, or it was Room 2806 or something like Room 20. It's about the head of this money, the international money from global money, basically being a serial rapist. And it is just wild. Oh my
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. It's just wild. And then it's a documentary that goes, "Don't fuck with cats."
Don't fuck with cats. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. I was really going to say it.
Tripped the fuck out when I watched that. I said, it's one of those documentary series that just keeps escalating, and you're literally sitting there like, what? How? Oh my God. I'm sorry. My phone has just been going off. I'm sorry. But it's one of those docu-series that literally is like, it just keeps escalating over and over and over and over and over. And you just keep saying, whoa, 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 whoa. Everybody calm down. You just feel like yelling at the screen. Everyone calm down. Stop screaming. Because it spirals continuously and spirals continuously.
But it's real.
That's
just
it's like, well, what's happening here? My G, what you doing, bro? What you doing, bro? And the thing that also gets me about that documentary is that people care more about animals than they do human beings.
Yeah.
And that's just all these people solved cases on cats, but no one can figure out Tanecia, the girl went in the freezer. So that just told me, I said, oh, y'all over dead cat? Oh, y'all bothered. I'm sorry to the dead cats. I am. That is horrible. No one should kill cats. I just think that's awkward if you do. But damn, you don't care about human life too? I mean, God damn.
But to be fair, the capacity in which he killed the cats though was pretty. It was like, come on, bro.
He was and I just was like, when trolling became too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was just like, bro, this this is a lot, bro. You're being extreme, bro. Like I'm trolling them, bro. Like you're being weird. You killed the cat, okay, but bro, you just escalated to a whole human. What we doing? What we doing here?
Yeah.
I had to read up, and I read up on him, and then I just had to read up, and that's like, homeboy got married in prison. It was a thing. I don't,
vibes.
Peace to that man. I don't know this man. Peace to him. Yeah, but yeah, Don't Fuck with Cats was another one. Obviously, like The Haunting of a Bly Manor. That was interesting. It wasn't
the first one, right? That's season 1, right?
Season 1 was better than season 2.
Okay, but I know it's two totally separate manors. So that's why I was like,
two totally separate manors, but a lot of the same cast. But
and I didn't like that.
Characters.
Yeah, I didn't dig that. I'm not gonna lie.
It threw me off the second season. That's why I said second season. It was like,
yeah. I was like, I don't even know what you're trying for with that. But
yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, well, no, that's not going to work. Yeah.
Can I throw one out for you in this little thing? I gotta ask you because I swear I talk to people out here. They're like, Lovecraft Country. What's your thoughts on Lovecraft Country?
The motherfucking bomb.
Really?
All right. So this is the thing about Lovecraft. Anything that sheds light on past events that America has tried to hide, cover, shield, I'm always going to be interested in.
Fair.
Shows that have highlighted Tulsa 1921. When I found out about Tulsa 1921, I was attending the HBCU. I was shocked that happened on American soil. I was absolutely flabbergasted that the government was a part of that because no one flies bombs out of planes in America unless you're with the government. I'm sorry, you just talk to me.
It didn't happen to no other race though, either. By the way, but nobody can sit. Racism doesn't exist in America, but it only happened to us. But not saying I ain't one of the guys who's heard that from me.
And that's why I'm sitting here like, no, that's not gonna work for me. That's not gonna work for me. So I was completely flabbergasted, completely like just devastated from it. And then like when these shows start highlighting it, I get into it. And the fact that it was highlighting certain things within our Black history that I didn't know that I had to go and research. Like there was a scene where there was a lady on a motorcycle riding past a Black lady in the car. And what was significant about it was when I went to go research, that Black lady, that outfit, that whole thing, that I forget her name, but she was the first African-American woman to, I think, do cross country on a motorcycle back in the day during that time. That's fucking hard to do in Jim Crow era.
No bullshit.
So the fact that she did that and they highlighted that with just a snippet that made me go back and research who that was. I gotta respect shows that make you learn. They force you to learn. They wrap the medicine up in candy. I love shows that do that. It's stuff that during these point in times that we needed to know, we needed to see, we need to be reminded in 2020 about Emmett Till. I don't care what anybody say. We needed to be reminded about Emmett Till in 2020 because Black people were getting way too comfortable. And for me, I will never be comfortable in this country that drags and does that to a little Black boy. I will just never be comfortable in a place that does that. Now mind you, the UK got its shit too. Don't get it fucked up.
Oh no, we already know.
That's grandpa. That's the original Gangada. So let's not, they got skeletons in the closet that we ain't even smelled or seen. So like, you know what I'm saying? But the difference is you can find that stuff if you want to. Here, it's actively and hitting. It's actively shielded. It's actively, no, we don't want to talk about that. No, we didn't. No. I don't know about that. I don't recall. It's all of these things that make you sing, go, you can't even be honest about that. So for me, we needed to be reminded about all these things that Lovecraft was throwing in our face.
Okay.
We needed to.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this, and then not to drag it on because we are over time, and I definitely want to get corral it a bit. But my thing with Lovecraft Country is this: I was very much excited for it when it came out. It lost me because I feel it was entirely too you fire hosed the public. And I felt that it needed more attention needed to be addressed at the story level than just the ability to, like, it's like you got the platform. Now you kind of just giving us everything instead of the message that you want to deliver. Whereas I feel that Antebellum was the opposite, is that it didn't get the platform that Lovecraft Country got, but it legitimized specific instances and specific issues with what was going on and what has been going on in American culture, and did it in a way that's entertaining, but it jostled the line of reality, fact and fiction. And that's my thing with it. I like I said, and I love Lovecraft Country. I do. I think that they, kudos to the crew and the, like, it was filmed and shot beautifully.
It was. It really was. It really was. It was filmed. Yeah. I think that's why I was in love with it, really, for real. More so, we'll go on. I love the way it was shot.
You love the what?
I love the way it was shot.
Oh no, it was done beautiful. Now the music score it left a lot to be desired, but I mean I'm a musician, so that's a little bit different.
I'm gonna be honest with you too. The only time the score in the movie, well, it was not the movie, sorry, in the series, there was a couple other times before, but the one that stood out, where I actually had to go research the song, and it's become one of my favorites recently, is the second. It's the second episode when the uncle gets shot. Take Me to the River. That song hit right on cue, right on time, perfectly done. After that, I couldn't really remember when they hit it on cue, but I was like, damn, that's a letdown that y'all didn't keep that going. Like, y'all didn't keep that intertwining of cinema and audio. Y'all didn't keep that going. That's crazy. But
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I agree that sync was actually perfect.
It was good.
The thing the one that dropped the ball for me was when it was like, I think it was episode 3, episode 4 in the beginning, and they had like Cardi B, and I'm like,
we're okay.
What are we doing? Like, and again, I have a different love for Cardi B, and it's not like, oh, topical.
Yeah, we're okay.
It's just like, this is a period piece. And whatever. That was just a me thing. Maybe it's not for everybody else, whatever. Listen. Last thing, and we're going to tie in 2 of them. How can people learn more about you? Also, what what advice do you have for aspiring talent?
Okay. So, if you want to know more about moi, you can look me up by simply, you can just go to my website, TeaBritt, teabritt.com. You will find all my updates. It's linked to my social media. It's linked to current projects. I update it ever so often, especially when I have like time to sit down and do so. So you can find me there. And what I would say to aspiring talent is, I would say, beat to your own drum, regardless of who is in the audience. That's what I would say. I would say, focus on no one's approval but your own. Invest in your talent, invest in your craft. When I say invest in your craft, if you're writing a screenplay, then hire an editor for your screenplay.
Yes.
Like, if you're like, literally, if you're doing filmmaking and you want it to be a small indie project because you don't have any money, you don't have any things of that nature, you can always figure out how to get yourself a crew. There are always film students that want to learn. There are always things like that. The higher up you get in the game, the more you're going to have to pay people. So don't ever think that you're going to move through this getting things for free or getting things for cheap, because that's not fair to the other full-time professionals that work in your craft, that literally depend on you and other people to be on time with their money so that they pay their bills. Don't be that way.
Run through.
So make sure if you're asking people to do things, you're going to have to pay for it. That is a part of being a part of this craft. Now, the higher up you get, then there will be a team of people, there will be a company, there will be an agent, there will be a studio who will pay for these things for you. But guess what? People still getting paid. So that's the whole point. You're going to have to pay people. That's it. There's no negotiation. You want the job done right? You pay for the job to get done right. No negotiations. That's it. That's my best advice I can give
I know, but you know what's funny? It's so concise and it's so real, and it's definitely and that goes with all medium, all genre. You got to pay to play. You got to, and so many people that try to skirt the difference, or you know what I mean, and sometimes there's people who take advantage of that, and they do it, and they you know what I mean. Man, you got to pay to play, man. Trust me, I had to take my glasses off for that one to clean my glasses. I was like, bro, I can't even see with the bullshit but I got you. You know what you're saying. I hear you. That's the best advice ever. You got any shout outs really quick anybody you want to shout out?
I would like to shout out. I would like to shout out my daughter, my little prodigy, Loyalty. I love you, little Lolo. That's about it. That's about it. Anybody I need to shout out, you know, I'm sure I'll shout them out when the Green Ivory comes out, and I'll have a list of people to shout out. Right now, it's just shouting out my family, my best friend, boyfriend, you know, encourager, my little muse.
Gotta do that.
You let me put a camera on him, I would make him a Denzel, but he don't like being in front of the camera. I would make him my Denzel. Okay, I will put him, but you know, I'm gonna leave it separate. But other than that, no. Shout out to God. Shout out to you. Thank you for inviting me, for real. Like, thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you, the invite. I appreciate the good conversation, brother. I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, and make no mistake about it. We got to bring you back for part 2.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so much more conversation that needs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can't quantify it and then just wrap it up into an hour and a half. That's not possible. So I definitely, we got to work out the timing. You let me know. Absolutely. I mean, soon. Just let me. I don't care. You just let me know. You always got a place with whatever I got going on. Absolutely. And besides, off script too, there's some things I want to run by you. Because I kind of dabbled into the screenwriting and I got works that's with the Writers Guild as well. That I want to run by you, see what you think. And man, listen, I got a certain set of skills.
All right. Run them stories. Stories. You know they need to be told.
I got, that's all I'm gonna say to you, man. Like, but now, like, legit, I respect you. I respect everything you've done. And I feel you have a unique story that needs to be told. Period. And that's neither here nor there. I say all this without love. I say all out of respect. I appreciate you, man. And like I've been accustomed to saying the past month or so, we gotta start appreciating people in life, because there's no guarantee that we gonna have them with us. You know what I'm saying? And you want definitely one of the people that I aspired to emulate and learn from, and so forth and so on, to get me where I need to go. So the love and respect is right there, and I just want you to understand that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you.
No doubt. Like I said, this is Donnie B got the beats. We here on the beat with Tea Britt. We're gonna definitely have her back soon. Oh, and also too, I gotta get you on with Baker too. We gotta get you on.
Yeah. Doing Nick's music video was fun. You know what I'm saying? That was a fun video. It was random and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
But it's levels to this, bro. But we gotta get you on that. You gonna get a call for both of these very soon. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, maybe not 2020, but definitely 2021 early.
Absolutely.
Early. Yeah. All right. Let me throw this out there too. If you didn't know, I was very, very much blessed to be on the Wheel of Fortune. And
I saw the picture. I meant to say something to you about that.
The episode airs Christmas Eve. I'm hoping you and your family sit around by the fire, wait to throw the eggnog up, and you know what I'm saying, and just that's all we need right there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But that's where we at with it. everybody stay loose, stay free, but stay masked up, regardless of what you do. These times are definitely prohibitive, but they're necessary. Stay masked up, stay blessed. Happy holidays. And I wish nothing but the best for each and every one of you out here who are on with us, who view us. Stay safe. And that's all I have with it. Any last words, Tea Britt?
Be safe. Happy holidays, everyone.
And that's it. Donnie B got the beats on the beat. Here we go.
Peace.
Donnie B got the